Internal and external consistency for mobile and web-based applications. What is consistency in design? Consistency is one of the molecules of the design DNA. It is a key factor in web design for both visual elements and functionality. Benefits of consistency. Consistency will improve your brand. It is a design principle that dramatically affects usability and learning in all systems, including branding and identity. Users will learn faster how to use your design. Consistency limits the number of ways actions and operations are represented, ensuring that users do not have to learn new representations for each task. Consistency eliminates confusion. When the user feels confused, the next step is to feel frustration. Users tend to apply rules they've experienced outside of your website or product, bringing in a set of their own expectations. Consistency saves money and time. Consistent design is frequently built by predefined components. This saves time that can be used to build the product and make incremental improvements. Types of consistency. 1. Visual consistency. It refers to the visual identity and appeal of a brand and is comprised of many elements like the graphics, color schemes, fonts, logo, etc. This aids your audience to recognize the brand even among a whole set of many brands. 2. Functional consistency. It increases the predictability of the product. Predictability leads to users feeling safe and secure. Functional consistency is the principle according to which a mechanism in a product, or different parts of it, should act and respond to user actions in the same way across the website. 3. Internal consistency. This is the combination of both visual and functional consistency in your product design. It improves the usability and learnability of the product. Even when you introduce new features, pages users will have easy way using them as long as you keep the internal consistency. For example, if you decided to use a specific color or shade to highlight actionable elements, things like call to action buttons. And if you decided to use the same color to highlight a static heading, then you'd be breaking the internal consistency of your website. That might be a problem because it violates the established meaning of the visual treatment. Users may no longer be able to rely on it to determine which elements in your website are actionable. 4. External consistency. This type of consistency is achieved when there is design consistency across multiple systems or products. If your audience is accustomed to certain conventions, for example, faceted navigation controls to the left of search results, then you may need to adopt these same conventions to help people feel comfortable and well served. External consistency also refers to maintaining consistency outside of products. For example, most e-commerce sites have a shopping cart feature. People are familiar with this feature because they see it anytime they use an e-commerce site. They have existing expectations for how that feature should work and where it should be placed, usually in the upper right corner of the screen. If all of those other sites follow a consistent convention, but your site breaks that convention, you are forcing people to learn something new. Where should you be consistent? Elements. These include the location, orientation, placement order, and sequence of the footer, sidebar, search bar, or navigation buttons. Users get familiarized with these elements' location, so they should be kept in the same place on different pages. Highly successful websites have elements placed logically for the users to predict, identify, use, and rely on. Designs. Mixing up color themes on different pages is a bad design strategy that confuses. Maintaining consistency in these areas will contribute to an attractive design, and even standardize how users will get familiar with your design. Different font style used in navigation menu confuses your website visitors. Visuals. Designers must define the typography, space, logo, colors, grid, size, and positions in one central place, and then use them across the brand. A strong visual hierarchy that distinguishes between the most and least important elements on your website. A grid can make everything clean and organized on your website. It keeps all your elements in their proper places and helps you to determine their size and space of the text, etc. With a grid, you can create a consistent, well-designed interface. Interaction. Interactive elements should be consistent too. Although each user will choose to interact with your website differently, how your website responds must be consistent. Things like external links opening in a new window, displaying images, displaying a status message, etc., are examples of user and page elements interaction. Ways to build consistency. Style guide. Developing a consistent brand starts with creating a brand style guide. These branding rule books help graphic designers, marketers, web developers, community managers, and even product packaging departments all stay on the same page and present a unified vision of the brand to the public. Spotify's style guide might appear simple and green, but there's more to the brand than just a lime green circle. Spotify's color palette includes 3 color codes, while the rest of the company's branding guidelines focus heavily on logo variation and album artwork. The style guide even allows you to download an icon version of its logo, making it easier to represent the company without manually recreating it. The black logo should be used on light-colored background. And the white logo should only be used on a dark-colored background. Pattern libraries. A pattern library is a collection of design components that appear multiple times on a site. Typical examples might include slideshows, navigation, social media features, news listings, related links. A pattern library documents all of these patterns, also often known as components, and defines how they behave, what they look like, and how they are coded.